Who am I? That's a really good question. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I came across my name as Jshua off of an album that some people might know about called Divination. I can state it simply as all I did was cast lots out in a traditional ancient sense and put my finger to a page, but the finger that came to the page was Joshua taking his army around the fortress of Jericho and blasting that fortress down with music. But within music, music can take anything and make it whatever it is, because it is truly essential to the core of what we know as the Creator. And within the Creator, you can do anything. So I'm still kind of getting accustomed to the name of Joshua, because Joshua is a bit powerful, and it makes certain circles a little reluctant to see me as who I am, but more importantly, rail against me for what I have, when I see it as more or less a natural progress, a natural progression, which I think is the way people have seen it all along. Especially the ancient sources. The RoseLine is a bit more complicated. The RoseLine came about because it was a series of studies that I was led to embark upon from that which is greater than me, that people label as the Creator, or people want to put traditional taglines on as God and Krishna and Buddha, etc. I'd like to see it more along the lines of the idea that maybe the RoseLine was something that is a part of my own true life path, and it's something that I'm meant to do, and I can't understand why it was given to me, because I don't see myself as an entity that deserves that particular tagline, you know? I made it, it's mine. It's not mine. It was given to me. It's the higher element of a creative force that came through me. And yeah, my name's on it, and I guess I kind of get to claim it, but it really has nothing to do with me at the same time. It's really, more importantly, something that has something to do with everything else. And hopefully it can hopefully it can instill something, or help something or someone to be higher.
So where did the RoseLine come from?
The RoseLine comes from my own true life path. If that makes any sense at all, and I feel as though I need to be committed to Bellevue by even suggesting something as foreign to that within this particular linear, transient society in which we live in. The world is high, and it's not high on good stuff. And the formula that we're given, the thing that we are plied with on a daily basis, over and over and over and over again, really holds no credence, and it really does not help our own true development. And the reason why it doesn't, for me personally, is because a body is one thing. The spirit is something that is more connected. That's why people connect with each other.
Is the RoseLine to you something that will, you say the world is high but not high on good things, is the RoseLine something that will get you high on something that is much more human, much more natural, much more spiritual?
Well, I think the RoseLine is based upon the idea that there is a true ancient source that lived with, evolved with, grew with nature, the earth, the universe, and understood it in a far more sophisticated way than we would ever know it at this particular time. Our plane of thought, see, that's the thing that I think people really get mistaken, is that it's the idea within evolution, our plane of thought is the highest extent. Look at us, look at what we can do. We can conquer Earth. Wrong. You can't conquer Earth. You can never conquer Earth. You can never conquer God. You can never harness the Creator. Because all it does is shake you off like dandruff. It's called natural disasters, which we know from a historical perspective. You can't do that. For me, as just being an instrument or a living instrument within this album, it's the idea that, you know what, we need to get back to something. We really need to take a breath. We need to stop walking around our cityscapes or our suburbanscapes with our heads pointed to the ground, and then instead look up at each other, look each other in the eye, and say hi. Not hello, because we all recognize that hell is low. We've been taught that. How about high? You know, how about high, higher? You know, and not walking by someone when they're in need, but how about paying attention to someone when they're in need? How about recognizing that someone comes across your life, and the reason that they come across your life is because there's a purpose involved in it. There's something that you have to do. And see, I know it might seem as though I might be sounding really strange or odd by suggesting something like that. I don't believe it. I believe that intrinsically we all know this, whether we are willing to admit it or not. We know that there's something that we have to do. So why don't we do it?